Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another fine day of 12 Inner Demons. This is our live playtest. We do it every week. This is getting very close to the end. Frankly, we're on day 10, so things are really heating up. For a given value of heating up, currently everyone is significantly and seriously injured. Anyway, let's go across from everybody, introduce the cast, get everyone in. My name's Shoko. I'm not pictured here. I'm the GM here. And like half the writing team on this game, basically. I do the rule bits. Anyway, let's go regular left right order. Ben, you want to start us off?
All right. Hello, everybody. I'm Ben, and I play the grinning demon Wretched.
I'm Jonah, and I'm playing the target, Oliver.
And I play our mirror demon Bookie.
Also, Morgan, who are you?
Morgan!
You didn't come through. You're too far away.
I thought I said my name.
You're too far away eating the pepperoni.
We never claim to be professionals, folks.
Bookie is having normal Bookie difficulties.
As it so does.
I'm Victoria. I'm the other half of the writing team for Witch and Craft Games, and I am playing Liz, the secondary human character.
Hi, I'm Zach, and I play the Cacodemon King, and I am hungry.
As King do. So, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, it is currently day 10. You have come off of the last day and the last seal. You only have one seal left. You're very close to getting it all done with. There's just one problem. You're seriously injured. Like, all y'all had a great time, but you're real hurt.
We're just a slightly bit less hurt. Just a slightly.
Yeah, you have recovered a little bit. Just a little. So, as we last woke up, you woke up this morning, looked out the window to find that the entire city is like, the whole city is covered in fog. You cannot see 10 feet in front of your face. It is a complete whiteout. On top of that, and very unfortunately so, you can see the silhouettes of people walking across the streets, what few people or cars are standing outside. One silhouette stood out to you, positioned as if it was staring directly up into your hotel window. It was a tall one, relative to the ones down there, relative to the people walking through these streets. The shadow of a set of horns, curling like elk antlers, coming from its brow. It simply looked up into the window, watching you, before vanishing. So, you're now on time slot 1. What do you want to do?
Sleep.
Should we rest again? Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Just go right back to sleep.
Yeah, let's be real. That's the kind of thing of, like, you look out the window, you see the silhouette, you just go, nope. Close the blinds. Not today. I'm dealing with this later.
We're past. Nah, no thanks.
Alright, so we're gonna take
So,
rest time for this first time slot.
Yes, not today, Satan.
given that's what we're doing, I would like to spend some XP and get a level 2 power.
Go for it.
Actually,
So yeah, for rest slot, remember to get your extra 2 stress and grip for chilling out as you spend the good morning sleeping in and
My weave.
yeah,
I
you
get a
get your
weave. I'm at a full 6.
You have an adequate amount of grip.
Back up to
But yes.
5.
If you have any things you want to, any upgrades or character upgrades you want to purchase, any changes you want to interact, any things you want to go out into the city and get as part of an acquisition, now is the time.
I want to get...
Or at least the things to plant as part of an acquisition.
Yes. I guess while we're resting, I'm assuming that we're all conscious enough to have discussions.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm caught between getting level 3 Damned Foresight or level 3 Hellish Projection. Do I want to actually be able to sense the demon?
I mean, you do use Damned Foresight a lot.
I do.
Yeah.
But I could also... Well, we already have King to go attack and beat stuff up. So I'm going to get level 3 Damned Foresight.
Hell yeah.
Alright. Level 3 Damned Foresight, get.
I am very tempted to get a level in Occult because...
Because using the knife is kind of difficult when you don't have any.
A little bit, yeah.
Just a small bit.
Just a
I'm
wee bit.
gonna use 4 XP and get level 2 in Monstrous Influence.
Sounds like a plan.
I'm gonna bump up to level 3 Scientific and be able to repel demons with facts and logic.
They fear your facts and logic.
I think I will get that point in Occult. Might as well.
Oh my god.
No desire for magic items?
I mean, it's up to you.
My god. The concept of being able to be just like, be gone, you don't exist because I know facts.
I mean, that's literally what the competence is. It is, the level 3 competence grounded in reason is that perhaps just the way your mind works or some strange thing about your scientific thought pattern, but it has a deleterious effect on powers targeted against you because they shouldn't work, so you're believing them into not working, kind of. You know, someone throws a fireball, he's like, that's not how thermodynamics works, and the fireball just kind of splooshes against you.
I mean... Oh god, Oliver's literally been doing this the entire time because he's like, I believe I won't die here, so I won't.
Such is life.
It's less that it loses power and more he does sick backflips somehow, but...
The power of sick backflips. Anyway, so you've hit times, so that's time slot 1 done. Is there anything in particular you want to have going on during this time slot as well?
What script would we like to have for the final act? Does anyone fancy himself a director?
Not me.
So
I think this very much ends up being a human adventure.
Remind me what our leads were, if any.
Okay, so you don't actually have any for this, whatever this last seal is. You know about the black webs and how they connected a bunch of things, but you don't actually know if you've gotten all of them or where everything went. You followed them into the seal below the train tunnels in the Transbay Terminal, but you haven't actually figured out where, if any, they have been. The only real clue you do currently have is that this seal is tied to the spider demon.
I propose we get we allow an actor to make an encore. The Widow's Weave is the one.
She's still tied up in a bell tower?
You presumably
She's-
did send Levant after her, but you have no idea if
Yeah,
Levant has
no,
picked her up.
I do because I went there.
Oh yeah, no, you went and brought her that. Yeah, so she is possibly tied up in Levant's basement.
Okay.
Just great.
Should probably remember to like feed her.
It has not been long.
It's been like a day, barely that.
Day and a half. Literally a day and a half.
Mm-hmm.
How long can you humans go without food? Isn't it like 7 days or something like that?
Right?
Something like that.
Probably.
Less without water. I will assume that Levant has let her needs be met, and if not, well, we shall ad-lib. But she should be a good source of information.
Yeah, she probably knows. Although, the spider does seem like the type to keep stuff, compartmentalized.
Yes.
She probably knew where the ones. We could ask, though. She knows how the spider works. If nothing else. Although, she was kind of seething with rage after we set her on fire a bunch, so I don't know how much. She's gonna talk.
This is a role for me.
If you say so.
If I would like to know if there are any other scripts we may wish to follow.
No. Just do an interrogation.
Very well.
All right then. So,
And
all right. So, your plan, as far as I've followed so far, is will this be doing something you want to do during the next time slot, during time slot 2 of day 10?
I'm thinking time slot 3. Richard makes a plan and goes back to napping. Or make sure, or more probably make sure that the transcripts of his experiences with the seals are basically ready to be sent in for the last goodies we can get.
Sounds like a plan. All right, so you've got that. So I'd say that would be time slot 2 then, and then we have for time slot 3 going after going to Widow's Weave and trying to interrogate.
Yeah. Also, what was her name?
So
We got a name at one point.
You did actually get a name, and you've all just totally forgotten it. So her
absolutely.
actual name was Anna.
Anna?
Yeah,
Remember this?
I didn't. Morgan, what?
I vaguely remember this. I'm sorry. Am I coming in weird?
Yeah, I did. All I heard was just blah, blah.
I'm sorry.
Oh. But yeah. So you've got her. So, all in favor of the time slot 2 rest as well?
Yeah,
Wait,
that sounds.
Please.
I mean, I'm okay, but some
I'm still
people.
you're the
alive.
only
you're-
one.
You're at 9, you could be at 10.
I could be at 8.
Are we thinking about
You had
resting again? I'll rest again.
All right.
I'm gonna have more sleep.
Sorry I took so long there.
So-
I just had a God of War boss fight with a pizza cutter.
So yes, you have after yesterday's spectacular mess, you spend pretty much the entire half the day just inside the hotel room watching bad TV, sleeping, probably ordering in takeout, that kind of thing. As such,
Is this food of taking out?
it is now early afternoon. Or I say early afternoon, it's like 4 p.m. It's about time to figure out what you're gonna do. Give it and such. So what's the plan here? What is your actual plan? Are you just going to go over to Levance and talk to her and ask, hey, do you have this person we tied up in a bell tower for you? Are you going to try and sneak on in? What are you gonna do?
I think call and let her know we're coming.
Yep.
I mean, you could call, or I could just show up. Be like, hey, we're on our way.
The choice is yours.
Call.
Yeah, calling ahead seems
Courteous.
polite.
You don't want to be... I don't know about you. I think I'm being perfectly courteous.
Oh, that
Another
explains so much
director's
more.
stage, another director's script bookie.
So, you give Levant a call, to which she answers with a just like, "Hello."
Can we talk to the... You know how we left a person in a... like, tied up in a place for you and you put her somewhere?
Yes, I.
Can we talk to her?
Oliver,
Sorry,
does she
also-
know? Oliver,
Okay.
does she know that you're who you are? You are on the phone.
Oh, yeah, this is Oliver, by the way. The one with the...
And not
Sorry,
the
it's
other
been a
person
week.
you.
There's just this palpable, drawn-out sigh from the other end of the phone. All right, we're back. I'm pretty sure we're back.
Seems like it.
It's always Bookie's fault.
Apparently, the Twitch crashed because we like doubled in people on here. Yay!
Hooray! So, in any case, what were we doing? What was happening? What is going on here? All right.
All right, so
There
we
was
were
a very
calling
long-
Levant to try and arrange a visit with the Widow's Weave. Anna.
Yes.
Anna.
Ah, yes,
Anna.
and she was telling you in particular that there may be a problem with that. You see, as it so happens, she has got her currently tied up. She's got her currently in custody, but she hasn't woken up yet.
Right.
Oops.
Which notably, she was
I-
conscious the last time you saw her. So you don't know what's up with that.
She checked the what's it called? The beating of the heart on the wrist that you can feel.
She is alive. Yes, that at the very least, that is something I have eyes to see. But she's not awake.
Is this on a call on speaker?
Yeah, I'll hit speaker.
Yeah.
I don't suppose any of you guys can like get in dreams or whatever. So
I may be able to perform. Have you attempted to use any of your own relics or enchanted items?
None that I have particularly work well against things of this nature. I assumed possession possibly, but I'm not sure if that is the case.
Have you tried any healing items that would remove the effect of one of my kind?
Healing I have access to, but this is an ailment, perhaps? Something that I am unfortunately ill-equipped to use.
Try salts that are very smelly.
Let us perhaps see what can be done on stage.
Alright then, so you're heading over to Levance?
That's good.
Yes.
Alright. The gang, you all just walk on over. So you're now over at Levance. you've headed on over. Her servant welcomes you in. As usual, Magdalene Levant is there, looking as ridiculously out of some kind of like Sherlock Holmes novel as always. She got that style. But anyway.
Should anyone wish to access the armory, assuming permission, of course, as said, I do have the final transcript.
Excellent. Yes, I will be willing to trade into aid you. But as for, well, and she just kind of waves generally into the air. This I am at a unfortunate impasse with. Do you know of any materials that she might have had on her?
I'll just start
Putting them
rummaging
off?
through pockets and bags and just setting down the various knives and potions and there was also a hoodie and very briefly some gasoline, and so no more hoodie. But
Two vials of.
She peers down and looks at it. So, I remind you, you used one of the white vials last time, correct?
yeah,
Do you still have? Do you have what vials do you have left?
We still have a black.
Mm-hmm.
we had 2 of each, right?
Yes.
So
in that
then
case,
I think we're
you have 1
2 black, 1 white.
Yeah. So she looks over at it all, looking at the crystal, and then notably looking at the white vial. This might do the trick, but there's a danger here. This is what we call albedo, in the more supernatural terms, an alchemical tincture of purification. The problem with it, the albedo is something that purifies the body, resetting back to a natural state. The problem with it is that it is an incredibly painful, incredibly traumatic experience.
Okay.
There is a very real chance that things may go badly should she drink this. But it will fix the problem, as it will fix every problem at once. Alternatively, there may be something else we can do if we can. And she picks up one of the little crystals, looks at it. If we get something larger than this, small crystals could be used to peel off, to draw out toxins and malign effects, but we need something much larger for something that's kept us so unconscious. Well,
Oh, we got a bot.
be gone, bot! Be gone! But yes.
Where would we get a larger crystal?
Before we attempted these things, may I attempt?
Be my guest. So basically, she's got Anna basically locked up in a guest room where she has been tied to the bed. So she's just on the so Anna's just kind of laying there unconscious on the bed, basically just belted down.
Mental image in my head, but it's not safe for work.
Not quite there. Not quite that level.
Okay.
More think more goofy than that.
Okay.
Okay. So when we see her, one of Wretched's snakes will kind of slither up onto the bed and kind of wind up near her temple before biting in, and I'm going to try and use Possession's 2nd level to wake her up. See if that works.
Alright. Give me a position test at 10-9, please.
Alright, one moment. Let me just get to the right channel. Alright. 4d10, 1d12. Let's go. No dice.
No dice.
Or plenty of
indeed.
dice, no good result.
Haha. So yeah, you attempt to input a command to awaken her, but it just doesn't take. Like you can feel that her brain is not conscious enough to actually comprehend what you're trying to do, and as such cannot understand the command and therefore cannot do the command.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, there's a kind of oily haze around a lot of her thoughts and a lot of her everything.
No.
If not that, then perhaps. And I'm just going to try the brute force method of using monstrous influence and just give her a jump scare.
All right, give me another
Sleep
test on that
paralysis.
at TN9.
Sleep paralysis.
It's Wretched, everyone's favorite sleep paralysis demon, and hey, he got a roll. Okay,
One success.
so you just try and input out as much raw emotive fear as possible. Shock and terror and jump scaring her into awake. This has two effects. One is that she immediately jolts upwards awake. The second effect, however, is that something else jolts upwards and out with her. Effectively, it appears that nothing was possessing her. What instead was happening was that a demon was possessing her clothing and hiding in it, using it to basically knock her back out after Levant attempted to fix the possessions.
Huh.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. So this demon launches straight out of the body up through the straps and kind of flips off over the bed. It is a unpleasant looking thing. Effectively, how would I put it? It is an unpleasant looking thing. It's gold. It's kind of a golden coppery color. Its body looks very metallic, but that's more of a shell around a set of limbs and inner rib cage of rotting, rusted vertebrae.
Ooh.
Effectively, to more things, it looks like some kind of... You'd almost call it like some kind of horned fish, almost. Like a great carp or something, made of this copper and brass, that the insides have rotted out and these skittering limbs pour out from it. The
It's a literal goldfish.
Literal goldfish, yes. It does have kind of a crown of horns coming off of it. It turns its eyeless goldfish face to you, and lets out a shrieking noise. You are now in combat.
Say enough of
Choose me your order.
I'm smacking.
King, yeah, let's just let King go to town.
All right,
Yeah.
King first.
Who next?
I can go next.
All right.
Unless Liz wants to do a smacky smack.
Can I boop it?
Did Liz
You
bring
can.
the crowbar?
Liz can boop it.
We both are-
I always bring the crowbar.
Liz never does not bring the crowbar. All
Okay.
right.
Since Wretched started this out by forcing the demon out, I think I'll just go last.
Mhm.
Sounds like a plan. All right. So King,
Pepper?
go for
Yes. Yes. It's within melee range.
it. It is.
Very cool.
Smack. Carly, stop playing with Pepper.
All right. You hitting it with that smack?
Should have rolled that in the other channel. Oops.
It doesn't matter. All right. So yeah, it was TN7 to hit. So you do get 2 hits there.
Delightful.
Smack.
So you just pick up the sword and just bat it.
Yep.
All right. So you smack into it and bounce it off across the room. It lands on one of the walls and kind of splatters for a moment before reforming slightly.
I'm gonna racquetball this thing.
You still have 2
Yes.
tokens left. It is no longer. It's now 1 distance away, so it's no longer. It's now on the edge of 2 distances, so it's no longer within melee range because you knocked it across the room. But it is still
Unfortunate.
close. This room is pretty big. Levant has a very big house.
Damn mansions. All right.
So yes, the demon
I'm going
lets out
to-
a shrieking noise at you.
Nice.
I dislike that sound. Could you not?
Encore.
I will
Alright.
move towards it and then save 1 token for defense, I guess.
All right. So the demon, immediately upon all of this happening, proceeds to lunge at Wretched, lunge at King, because since King is now the currently closest to it, and 2
Oh, yeah.
things happen. The first is that the demon's metal flesh crackles with electricity, and then turns into cloud. Storms of crackling gray smoke and fog billowing out from the relative bits of its corporeal form. As it does, it then proceeds to turn entirely into fog. It just activated the aspect of the Jinn, which does a couple things. One is that it's now acting with 5 tokens per turn,
Oh my god.
and 2 is that it deals damage and contact in mist form, which it is currently doing as it is lunging through King,
That sucks.
and then using the extra movement, so using 1 movement token to get close to King, 1 to go through King, and then the remaining 2 to lunge after Wretched.
Can it still take damage while in this mist form?
So I would like to use 2 tokens to raise my target number to be hit.
Alright, and let me see here. Yeah, it's gonna roll at you for this. Alright, so you do actually dodge it. So it lunges forward with its antlers going for the gore and just can't make it. As you duck back.
So
As
did
an
it do? Sorry.
As it didn't do any damage. It still has 1 token for it to use for its own defense. And an important note: this demon, as part of being an aspect of the Jinn, has the TN to hit it increased by 1. So
I see.
its base TN is now 7.
Did I take damage when it went through me?
Yes, you take 1 damage.
Ah.
Alright then. So, Liz, you're up.
All right, I got my crowbar. Can I still, if it's like,
It's
How did I
currently
do this
not in
last
mist
time?
form. No, it's currently not in mist
oh,
form.
okay. Okay.
It went through King and then turned back to try to hit Wretched.
Okay, I'm gonna just smack it then.
Alright, so this is gonna be
Mech.
a TN8 because it's got the 1 token and it's got the
Is the crowbar wrapped?
He's the crowbar wrap. That
Yeah.
is the important thing.
It's always rough.
So you've ceased to wear the coat entirely and just have it wrapped around this crowbar like some kind of strange squishy
like-
baseball bat.
I mean, like, the knife has been doing fuck all for me, so.
Fair.
Yes. So yeah, for now I have that. And is that counting with the punches for the difficulty?
With the punches, we'll move it down to 7 for you.
Okay. I gotta ask.
Mhm.
Okay.
All right. Let's see the roll.
Ooh,
Ooh,
Wow, it's 1.
that's still a hit.
still a hit. Yeah.
So, like, this thing lunges past Wretched to try to hit him, and Wretched dodges back, and then you just take this crowbar and just beat it upside the head. Like, big old golf swing. Boom!
Yep.
And you still got 2
Back
tokens.
to playground.
So yeah, you beat it upside the head, it, like, scrambles back over the bed. You still have 2 tokens.
Like, is Anna awake and aware of this?
Anna
She
is
just
now-
woke up to a demon fight?
She's in the process of waking up to the demon fight. She's like blearily like, what? Let's go. Oh my, what the fuck?
Sunshine.
All right, Liz, you still have 2 tokens. What do you want to do?
Did I start? I started with 5. Is that?
Oh, you still have 3 tokens. Yes.
Yes. I guess I should save those in case. I'll save that for defense and for redirecting if I need to.
Alrighty. So, the demon billows with its crackling lightning smoke, and then proceeds to let out a burst of electricity from its mouth at Liz. So
okay.
It's trying to hit you with a range attack.
Okay, can I try to deflect it?
Sure. So, who are you deflecting it to, or what are you deflecting it to? Remember how...
If it's directed at me, I deflect it back to the demon, don't I?
So, notably, that's the important thing with this is that how Touch the Master works is like when someone throws a punch, you redirect it into someone else, right?
Yeah.
How are you planning to do that with the lightning? That is my effective question here.
You have a lightning rod.
You are carrying a literal hunk of metal, yes.
Yeah.
You don't want to, like, electrocute yourself.
Because the thing I will say is that in order to properly do that, you will need to throw the crowbar at it, because you can't like hit lightning with a crowbar and not get electrocuted.
Okay, so let's do that.
Yeah, you may be out of weapon for a moment.
Could you let the crowbar like fly out of the cloth and so keep hold of that?
You could.
Yeah. Wait, what? Sorry.
Let the when you throw the crowbar, throw it out of the cloth so that you still have the cloth that actually does the damage on contact, and the crowbar is being used as the lightning rod.
Yeah.
So the cloth doesn't catch on fire because of lightning?
That too.
It's demon lightning, would it really?
It might. You've already seen a demon burn down a house before. So it's going to make the roll, and then you're basically burning a grip to or burning a stress to touch the master it back.
Yeah.
No successes on it. So like you throw the crowbar back, and it hits it into the thing. But you throw the crowbar at it, and it hits the crowbar, but the electricity off of it just grounds and doesn't actually go anywhere on either of them. The thing then takes a move towards you now, launching in, and then proceeds to go into mist form and attempt to swirl towards Liz. So this basically what it's trying to do is just move straight at you. Like you're going to take 1 damage from this, and it's just trying to kind of be around you because it is currently mist that is electrocuted. So you're going to take 1 damage.
I still have the cloth, don't I?
Yes, you do. It's going to take 1 damage.
Can I just hold it up? Can I just hold it up in front of me, like?
So yeah.
Wait, like a bullfighter.
Toro.
Yeah.
So yeah, it'll do 1 to you, and the process get hit for 1 itself.
Yeah. All right. That's okay.
All right, and now we're here on Bookie, I believe.
I'll have the same idea. Sorry.
Yeah, we all immediately went to bullfighter.
Toro, Guillermo del Toro.
Alright. So since it's in its active mist form, can I hit it with some cards?
While in active mist form, it cannot be hurt by physical attacks, but takes double damage from temperature.
I figured. Okay.
You can still move it around while in mist form, though. It is function as physical mist. So, like, if you had a fan, you could push it places.
Wait. So, question.
Mm-hmm.
This is a very fancy mansion.
Yes.
And it's a very fancy guest bedroom.
Waiting for the hear me out.
Does this room, like the very fancy ones, have a fireplace in it?
It does not. What it does have, however, is gaslit lamps. Like little wall lamps.
I see.
This is going to go bad.
It's going to go so very bad. So very quickly, but it's going to be fine. Would it be possible for me to possess the gaslit lamps and basically manipulate the flame as if I'm possessing it to smack it?
You cannot manipulate the flame, but you can manipulate the lamp like, you can't manipulate the flame itself. That's not actually part of the lamp. That's just a byproduct of it. But you can manipulate the tubing of the lamp and the intensity of the gas.
Okay, to do the same effect. Yes.
No, as an enemy said, chat. No, oh no, Morgan, no. Yes,
My goal
Morgan,
is
yes.
raise your hand.
And then Morgan burned down a house. Again.
My goal is not to...
Morgan, this
Look.
is an ally's house.
I did not burn down the last
rich.
house.
It'll be fine.
She is
All
rich.
right.
My goal is
She's
not
got
to burn down the
insurance.
house.
Give me a dark manifestation test at TN7, please.
Okay. What?
But yeah.
3d10 plus 1d12. I got an 8.
It was TN7, right?
Yes, it was.
What's
Wait,
your
what?
grip?
I'm at 8. Ah, it's 2 successes. I'm finally above. I'm finally at a normal grip level.
All right. So, you you basically like jump. You use your manifestation to pull yourself into the lamp, tilt it down, and then just whoosh as a makeshift flamethrower spits a gout of flame into the mist, which then immediately screeches and roars back. So that does 6 damage. Or not 6, it does 4 damage, sorry. It's double.
Ah.
Still, that is a lot of damage. As this thing like writhes back, verdigris limbs clambering out as it pulls itself out of mist form.
So it's not.
It is currently out of mist form. You are currently still inside the lamp. And you still
Would
have
I
2
be able
tokens.
to? Would I be able to pop out of the lamp and use my cards?
You could, yes.
I'm going to do that. Rolled 4d10. Wow. Oh, that was not nearly as nice.
Very much so. So yeah, you throw out a card and the thing in it scrambling back doesn't get hit, like manages to dodge it.
Mm-hmm.
The demon.
Wait, so never mind. Yeah.
The demon then proceeds to do something a little bit more special. The demon then kind of rushes back out towards the window, and then lets out a wave of... Well, effectively, it is trying to cast... It's trying to cast a really, really, really big scare. Like, it's trying to hit all of you at once with a scare from Monstrous Influence.
Does that even work on other demons?
No, not really, but it's trying.
For it.
So yeah, this
Does
is
it get
going to be...
malice
What is your current
Since I'm
stress?
among the targets.
For the 2 humans, what is your current stress?
8.
8.
Yeah. And it is actually rolling a malice for this. So let me see here. So his actual TN for this is going to be 6. And here we go. So that is 1 success. Splitting between the people, it'll split it out.
Wasn't that with a malice?
die.
Yeah, it has rank 3. That's its primary ability. But
I
so
see.
with the malice die, it does actually get it out. It does get 1 success, so I'll put it as it can only affect one of you with this. It doesn't actually have enough successes to split it. Who wants to get feared?
I can get feared.
Sure.
Alrighty. So, Oliver, you immediately are struck with a tangible punch of panic and of absolute panic. You need to get away right now, or you're gonna have some problems. So basically, what this does is it forces you to flee away wherever the nearest exit is, or as far away as possible as you can get from that point directly.
Are in a mansion, so it's very easy to go
Yeah.
away.
So this is very much Oliver just like immediately ducking out the door and just nope.
Does this need to be all of his action tokens?
It will take at least 2 for your next turn.
All right, which I think is now.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I guess if I'm terrified, I would probably, in addition to just running, attempt to disable its mist form so it has a harder time
To get
pursuing.
No. Okay, so you're using Seal of Binding.
The ritual sealing.
Yeah, ritual sealing. All right, give me the roll for that, which is. Let me make sure I've got the. Look at Oliver, a little wizard. Yeah, the demon's current grip is 4, so you've got a really easy TN.
Right. Yeah, that is 3 hits.
Yeah, so you just like while panicking, just no, and the demon like bindings of light appear around the demon's limbs, and it hisses. It then attempts to once more attempts to shift into mist form, fails, lets out a screech, and then just lunges directly at King Teeth Baird.
Again.
Wrong decision.
Probably a very wrong decision, but you know, sometimes we make them. King, did you have any tokens left over for defense? Actually,
have I been
Yes.
attacked again since I
no,
stored
not
them?
since your original smack.
Then yeah, I have 2.
All right, so yeah, I can't hit you. So, like it tries to bite you and just kind of bites into the arm, but it's not actually getting in close enough. And now, Wretched.
Cool. Wretched, how awake is Anna now?
Anna is now awake and like currently cannot move because she's been belted down to a bed, but is like,
Of course.
What the fuck?
Wretched just side-eyes her, gives her a wide grin. You're welcome. And is going to try and lash out at this demon with Grasp of the Abyss.
All right, give me that Grasp of the Abyss test. Your TN here is going to be, because of its extra bonuses, it's going to be TN 8.
Okay. 3d10, 1d12. Yeah, so that's 3 hits.
Yeah, so you just yoink, and then also that does damage now.
Yeah. So that's 3 damage.
Yeah, so the demon
It's got
is,
1 grip.
it does have 1 grip left. What is your? You have 2 more tokens left.
Yep.
What are you gonna do?
I guess just kind of holding it up, but kind of barbs like in its throat and poking into various parts of it. Anything you'd like to say or your saboteur leaves the stage? And I'm going to try and rip it apart.
All right, give me.
Is
that.
it still TN8?
Because
Or
it is currently immobile, it's burned the first of its actual of its defensive tokens on that, so it's currently only TN7. The passive one is from the fact that it has the that it's in Jin form, and so
Mhm.
TN7. So I succeed because I'm at 8 grip and I rolled a 6.
Yep. All right, so you just crush it, just pop, and it's dead. It just poofs.
Left with such eloquent words.
Well, Wretched was asking Anna, like he's having fun here.
Oh.
Anna,
You
meanwhile,
both have
is,
elegant.
what the fuck? What the? Oh my god! What? Why? Where am I? Why? What's
Do you
going?
remember?
Ah!
Do you have to be so loud?
Is it gone?
I am tied down to a bed where someone was shooting. Where I just saw.
Well, like that. Don't kid shame.
Ah! She has reached the point at which words have ceased, and there is only vocalized screaming.
Wretched, using his horrifyingly large fingers that envelop his head, snaps his fingers to get her attention.
Oh god, that's so creepy. Why?
Yes,
Do
Oliver, you can come back.
remember us?
Okay.
Vividly.
Sorry about.
It's like Oliver walks back in. Sorry about the
Oh, hi.
vividly.
Sorry about all the fire.
I'm not.
We would like to know where the remaining seal might be.
And what, you think I know?
I think that you very well might. Or at the very least, have some insight into your former patron's other design.
Well, I can tell you one thing. And she's looking at you, glaring at you. I, frankly, at this point, don't know shit. So, I don't know what I can tell you here, nor why I would want to, given that I am currently, and then she just kind of wiggles to gesture that she's currently, again, tied to a bed. In a position as such.
Have you considered that being of aid is now in your own best interest?
Aid, huh? Being of aid, I could... You know what? You know what I think? I think you all can go suck it. Because I ain't telling you shit.
Eloquence.
I'm not sure that's the most feasible choice. I am a thespian, and I can slip into many roles. But I can also be a director. I can slip you into the role of my friend. You know of us. You know what demons can do.
Yeah, I do. And that's why I'm not telling you anything. Because I know, I know that whatever you try to pull on me is nothing.
I'm going to use dark
compared to what
manipulation
she
and
would.
try and charm her.
I mean,
Just as she's talking, in Wretched's eyes, which are, I believe, red and yellow, just kind of flash alternating before just flashing orange.
all right.
Corey,
So
attack.
give me charm. Her current stress is she's currently at a good 6 stress, so you do have that.
So this is like TN4 because it's the target stress minus influence rating, right?
Yeah.
Boy, the ones. No, okay.
Yeah, no, she's my friend. She's my buddy.
Mm-hmm. So you've got her here, and you hit her with that, and she's like, oh, whoa. Hey there. What's up?
Good afternoon. Given how your former patron has clearly abandoned you, and no longer has your best interests at heart, not that she ever did, perhaps you would like to aid us in being rid of her?
Being rid of that sounds pretty good. And wait a minute. And she kind of she looks over to Oliver. What's he doing here?
Well, he is after all her target, and given his experiences, is now one of the best suited to help be rid of the widow.
That sounds... Why him? He's a bastard.
And would, of course. And would
But
you
he's-
not like to set the bastard against the widow?
But
The
he's
widow
trying
who
so-
abandoned you, who left you in a coma to rot.
That is a very good idea. I like that. I like that. You're fun.
He's on so much alcohol or drugs.
She's on demon drugs, the best kind of drugs.
Naturally.
But
Oh,
he's trying
Rich-
so hard not to laugh.
The drugs could literally be called snake venom.
Touche.
Anyway,
So,
so
in her dazed state, she does start to you do learn a few things that she can elaborate. One, she does not know the location of the seal. She only ever knew the location of her seal.
which was easy
But-
because it was on her.
Yeah, but she was instrumental in setting up some of the other seals. Remember the laptop in the storage closet or in the storage
Mhm.
yard? She had set up the laptop infrastructure. She had set up a lot of stuff. She was basically working in concert. As it seems, there are many types of rituals that can happen. Often, you can get a situation where the greater demons don't particularly like to work together. This is not one of those. This is one where the greater demon, in particular the spider, who was her patron, was very apt and aggressive with trying to get the other demons on board to working with her, or at least on board to working with what plans she had set up. The important thing here is that many of the seal locations were being made in part were made by her, even if they weren't actually. She didn't know they were seals. She's had a lot of locations that she's set up. Only some of them could have been seals. Some of them weren't. Some of them had demons that had no association with her. So you kind of have an impasse here. She could, in some way, help you. She does possibly know the location of the seal and could show you to it. The problem is she doesn't know you don't know which location is the proper one beyond like the two that you can mark off.
Mm-hmm.
In addition, you've also noticed that in her dazed state, she has a lot of antipathy for Oliver, for some reason you're not actually sure of. It's rather muddled, given the the particularly dazed state.
I thought that could have just literally been put up to him putting her on fire, but okay.
Yeah, no, it's a lot more. It's a lot angrier than that. It's a lot angrier than that.
So I guess what are the locations that she can give us?
So, the locations that she has, that she can give you in particular, are kind of spread out. Effectively, there were several parts of the city that she did work in. She had gone. At one point, she had gone all the way up to Alcatraz Island itself to set up something, but has no idea if that was actually being used. She had gone down all the way towards the very far end of the city, down near Balboa Park, which is way down there, where she had been exploring around what appeared to be a large server terminal. There was another area kind of far out towards the beach, down near the zoo, where she had been working with as well, which is down near Lake Merced. And then she had also had a particular note that one of the locations she had been to was very far down, technically outside of the city limits, where she went all the way down to what you describe as a cave in San Bruno Park, which is a big, like, mountain state park place. Effectively, between these four areas, there are a lot of smaller things she's done, but you've actually covered a few of them. You went across the bay towards to the lighthouse, or to the clock tower.
Mm.
And then there's also just one other thing too, which is that at one point she was particularly taken to. She went all the way out towards Land's End, which is right on the far side of the Golden Gate, or not far side of the Golden Gate Bridge, like far side of Golden Gate Park, kind of further north of that, and did something there. But you're not sure which, if any, of these places have the location.
Okay.
There's a large part of me that wants to go to the zoo, but that's partially because we made fun of the fact that King went to the zoo.
And he missed the seal entirely. Like he was too busy yelling at lions
Yeah.
to notice the seal in like the tiger exhibit.
Don't worry about it.
No. I've nothing else. I've little else planned for this inn. Is there anything that the rest of you would like to know?
I don't think so.
That's why she hates Oliver so much.
Is there any particular reason you have it in for me so much?
You ruined my life. You ruined my whole life. With that stupid government secrets and the and like she starts going on a very long and rambly rant, which is barely coherent due to the charm.
Mhm.
It appears, Oliver, that when the release of government secrets that so spelled your doom and caused your trauma happened, you were not the only casualty of that accidental release. At the time, At the time, Miss Anna here was pretty much a regular person, kind of a script kiddie, you know the type. And when that happened, it took down a lot of people, including herself. Effectively, the outcome from it destroyed her life and livelihood in the process, because part of the catastrophic government secret problem also caused a very big mess involving social security numbers, which got rid of hers, which is a kind of an important thing if you want to get a job or get healthcare or go to school or all manner of things. So she basically, the actions effectively completely destroyed her livelihood.
I have a question.
Mhm.
I found information on an Anna, and I had a ID for an Anna that I found in the secret compartment in, like, when King was battling our other friend that got yeeted. Is that the same Anna?
It is.
So I just pull out her ID card and do a look. This is you.
That is me. That picture's terrible.
Well, it seems that perhaps...
I was so high when they took that.
I suggest you don't repeat such an experience. You don't need the encore. I say, having basically drugged her.
Mm-hmm.
It seems that the fallout was not as all-encompassing as you seem to have thought.
Well, no, like having an ID, the ID doesn't actually help here is the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, like that is you have.
To be fair, Wretched would not.
Yeah,
know
to be
that.
fair, Wretched would have no idea. But like having an ID doesn't actually stop the fact that she no longer has, like, that she's basically she basically has no means of ever starting like a bank account or getting a job or doing anything. She's basically been stealing for the past like several years in order to live. But yeah.
I
Sorry.
do one of these.
Would you like to do with this information, Oliver?
I mean, I can probably get you like a fake one.
You can. When can you do that? cool, but
thing people do is steal social security numbers or just create new ones.
this doesn't make us even. No. You know what? You know what? And she attempts to. You can see like her raising her arm, attempting to point a finger at Oliver, only to be stuck in a bed, still physically tied to this bed, so she can't.
Wretched, chuckling, will just kind of point one of his arm tendrils at Oliver, or in her place, and give her a wink with one of his 4 eyes.
You're taking me. Finish this shit. We're gonna go. We're gonna find the thing. And we're gonna punch that big, dumb, stupid ass spider in the face. And it's gonna be great. And then, you give me an ID. You give me a card and a social security number and all this stupid bullshit. And I'm gonna be a person again. And it's gonna be great. And then I won't have to think about murdering you. Because that's been about the only thing that's been keeping me going for the past, 4 years. And that sounds a lot more fun than not having to do that. Woo!
Yeah, that does sound pretty... Richard, what was in that?
He didn't even bite her or anything, because that's just kind of alternated before flashing orange.
Hit her with the vanity claw treatment.
Yep.
No one else knows what that is. Don't do that.
Don't worry about
it. Don't worry about it.
So let us figure out how we can best make use of your talents. And I guess Wretched will gesture for everyone to step away.
Do they do that?
I'm assuming that he will be followed.
Yeah.
Yep.
She will not remain so cooperative, as you may assume. I have likely made her, in fact, angrier in our next scene.
Oh, yeah.
Very nice.
Does King say that?
No, I do, but King is thinking it.
King would be thinking snide commentary the whole time.
Yep.
Had she willingly offered the information before I would have verified with this method, I would have little reservation of casting her, but as is.
So you're saying we should leave before whatever this is wears off?
Perhaps, perhaps not. She is not in the position to do harm. But it is your decision if you would like to trust her in our production.
I mean, we could. I guess if you want her to check stuff out, could have Bookie check on her or something.
I think
After.
it's perhaps you and I, given that we are, in her mind, the bad actors here. If she cannot work with us, then she cannot work with the troupe as a whole, as I see it.
She would be beneficial, however. She is, even reluctantly, willing to help us. Spice is a very wonderful thing, I must say.
Yeah.
So then, what's the plan?
Liz King, what is your stance?
I was spacing out a little bit, so.
You know, character with King, so that might be fine.
As it so goes.
Basically, yeah, we totally just pissed her off more by brainwashing her into giving us intel.
Yeah.
We don't know how genuine she'll be about
Helping.
future
Yeah.
cooperation. Do we want to risk it?
Risk it
sure,
for the biscuit.
If she turns on us, then actually, hang on.
Well,
If she were to,
there's 5 of us and there's only 1 of her, so and we've beat her down before, so she tries it again. Just do it again.
Risk it for the biscuit.
and if she were to betray us, I am plenty capable of, well, doing to her what I did to the sword demon. Which is to say, I can just throw.
Yeet.
Then we have an agreement. It should be wearing off soon.
All right then. So, as it wears off, you just it does wear off. In fact, while you're standing outside of the door, and there's a moment from inside where you just hear, "Son of a bitch!"
Wretched is going to pace through the door, grinning wide.
Seems like she might have come to again.
Do you still wish to cooperate?
She's just glaring.
And join our troop for this next production.
She's just glaring at you.
Wretched is just... His grin is just... As she glares more, his grin just gets wider.
Now, darling, don't be a sour sport. You lost
So-
the game.
So let me see here. My options are to either go with you and get... My options are either stay here, tied to this bed for God knows how long, in this... Where the hell even am I? Or I can go with you and get some payback, cover the little B, and, more importantly, get you all to owe me for this bullshit. Sounds peachy to me. Now, excuse me, will someone untie me? I cannot feel my arms.
First,
Yeah.
I would like to verify that you're being genuine. And Rachel's going to mind whammy her again, and
Alright, give me another roll for it.
I apologize, but it will be with less potency this time. You understand why we cannot simply trust you at your word, given our history.
I hate you so much. He's like,
Understandably.
God, I hate
Like, he allows her to get it off, says understandably, and then does it. And is she being genuine? Now that she wouldn't want to lie to Wretched?
She is still being genuine, in all actuality. More of just like, it is the exasperated genuineness of she wants to win, she wants something out of this positive.
Cool.
And if that something is in fact getting payback on getting dumped by a demon, then yes.
Cool. Wretched did not put a lot of juice into this, so...
Yeah. She is still very angry.
Bookie's going to undo the...
Wretched will help.
Yeah.
So she stands up with the horrible spine popping. Alright. So where to? And with that, I think we've edited this for about like an hour 20. Let's take a quick 5-minute break, chill out for a bit, give everyone a moment to rest and recuperate, and then we will return.
Alrighty.
As soon as I get the Be Right Back screen to work, because that's a thing that I can do. Because I know what I'm doing. Why is this purple?
Important
Waiting.
He gets an XP.
Wait. Hey, I liked
Alright,
it,
be
purple.
back in 5, everybody.
Yep. Cool.
That was
I-
really pretty. Sorry
We have
if you've been hearing.
returned. Welcome back, everybody. So, we last left off with the gang having obtained a new ally, reluctant or not, in the current mess. So here's the question. Where do you want to try to go first? This would be the end of time slot 3 and going into time slot 4, by the way. Leave to Morgan's laugh, come back with Morgan's laugh. Thus is the nature of
Never ends.
games of Morgan.
The laughter never ends. It's just that sometimes you can't hear it.
This is a very true statement. I give no apologies because this is just me.
Alright, so I believe we will be splitting the group.
Yes.
Yeah.
We
And
did not
going
discuss
where?
how we're going. We
Yes.
did not discuss how we are splitting.
So yes, how are you splitting the group? What section are you divvying up? And which group will Anna be going with?
Oh God. So, oh my. So there are now 6 of us. We could do a very even 3-3.
Mm-hmm.
I
So
feel
one team with 2 demons and the other team with just the one?
yes. I feel like Liz and Anna should go together because Liz can kick Anna's butt. And Oliver should probably not hang out with Anna all that much because Anna might try to kick his butt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Similarly, Wretched should probably not be in a team with Anna. For at least a little while.
All right then.
So King, who would you? It is up to us who we go to now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking King, Liz, and Anna, maybe.
Sounds like a plan.
Works with me.
All right. So King, Liz, and Anna. Where are you going? Yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, there is. I will caution the one thing. Having Anna hang out with Oliver could mean that you could try to smooth over the whole antagonism, but
Yeah, that might be.
Do you want to do that better?
Yeah, let's go.
Alright.
Okay, does that move Wretched to somewhere else? Or do we want to just all become good friends?
Maybe.
Happy
leave
with Wretched
Wretched.
right now either.
What?
I mean, Anna's not too happy with Wretched right now.
Yeah.
That's my point.
yeah.
Mhm.
Like,
Maybe
you could
Wretched
do double exposure therapy, but
Exposure therapy.
Is that how it works? Okay.
Do we want King? You have the big guns, which is why I'm thinking that it might be better to have you on Anna, just
Yeah.
because you can yeet her if starts being really bad.
So then that would divvy it up to make Oliver, King, Anna, and then Bookie, Wretched, Liz.
Unless King, you
Yes.
dislike this idea.
Alright.
I'd like to point out that given the demon bonds,
This is the opposite of
Liz
what's
and
going
Oliver
on.
are just switched demons.
Which this does actually give you a remarkably useful thing, which is that the other party will now know if one of the parties is getting super fucked up
Yeah.
because of the bond triggering fear tests.
Right.
This is the strat.
All right then. So where are your 2 parties going? Who's going where?
Does King want to go to the zoo?
I guess so.
All right.
I keep
Well,
thinking
one of the
that.
places was a. Well, we never actually. One of the places was a server farm, right?
Yes. Out down near.
Do we want the computer people to be able to leverage their skills?
Good point.
You know, that it's a good point.
Yeah, it's a server farm down near Balboa Park, which is a location and not an actual park. Well, it is an actual park, but it's stupid naming things.
Yeah. That would probably be a good point. That's a good point. So, nerds to the nerd boat.
Nerds and King.
Nerds and King.
And where is the second party going?
We're headed to the labyrinth, I think was the other big one that we were interested
The other ones
in
are
because
there's
of
the Cave in San
theme.
Bruno, Alcatraz, the Zoo, and Lantern Labyrinth.
Labyrinth has thematics.
Big theme. Alright, so. Alright then. So, you begin your journey splitting off. And basically, the journey outwards from Levant is immediately notable by the fog. Now, you know that the fog's been really thick today. You know that it's been thick every day. But there's something to be said. There's a difference between, heading a couple blocks over to Levant and starting to actually make your way out. It is so hard to see anything. The fog is so thick that you can barely see 10 feet in front of your face. And all throughout it, there are just silhouettes in the mist of people walking by and walking close. It's unsettling in a lot of ways, just because of the sheer nature of it. As you're headed towards as you're headed there, how are you actually both getting there? Uber, bus, what have you? Trying to walk it, that'd be a couple hours, but
Uber.
Probably an Uber.
Probably Ubers.
probably Uba. Anyway, so driving in the Ubers, you can see that just like the streets feel almost ghostly in a lot of ways. It's like seeing some kind of strange shadow of how the city normally looks. The occasional people walking down the street, just faint suggestions in the mirrors. Every so often, one of you will catch a glimpse of a silhouette that's just a little too tall, one that with a little strangeness to how it moves. Occasionally, you'll see horns, but they're gone in the mist. As you keep moving, however, things get particularly notable for the group who's heading down towards the Balboa Park server farm. This pretty much continues. You're still in the city, you're just heading down kind of far out into the city, and bringing yourself up to what is eventually to a small brick building. For the group who is heading out towards Lantern Labyrinth, however, the labyrinth is not in the city. It's out on the edges of the Presidio Park. Which in itself is a very, very large set of land. It's technically not actually part of the Presidio, it's slightly different. But this particular area is mostly forest, mostly wild. There's not a lot of buildings here. There's not a lot of the main things you'd expect from the city itself. And as you head out there, the fog feels stranger, wilder in a lot of ways. There's something oppressive about this place. Meanwhile, the group down at the server farm, you found yourself outside of a squat brick building that according to Anna is the location of the server farm. Inside there should be a basement that leads down, filled with servers. However, as you approach, the door is locked, and Anna no longer has the key.
That's okay.
Alright. What you doing?
Demolishing.
Alright. Roll me that demolish test. This is a metal door, so it's gonna be a solid TN8.
Ah, balls. Okay, that's one.
Balls. Sorry. That made me laugh.
King just going, balls.
That's what I'm imagining. Just
So-
a very stoic, quiet king
Yeah,
just
balls.
going balls.
So you reach out, grasp onto the door, and just pop it. However, in doing so, the disintegrating chunks of door shattered down the stairs with a loud and immediate clanging noise.
Great.
And this in particular, you hear something inside the server room, like this. There's a sound in the server room of possibly like motion. It's hard to parse, some kind of fabric, perhaps, or something hitting the ground, but it stops at the sound of the massive clanging.
Okay.
So yes, what do you want to do?
I already know
Cautious
you're there.
proceed.
Yeah, and it's just like, oh my god, what?
I'd like to also just point out, with Dark Manifestation, you could have also just, like, opened
the
and
door.
unlocked the door.
Yes, you
Oops.
could have. This basically describes the ethos of this party when playing this game, in all honesty. There are so many ways you could have done some of these things, and instead you just go with the most immediate, direct, and ridiculous version possible.
Hey, hey.
Oh, I completely forgot I could do that. I haven't done it in so long.
There's a reason why I did not. I think there's a reason both Ben and I did not bring it up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've actually done that exact thing before in character. I just haven't done it in so long that I'm just like, okay, demolish.
No thoughts now. Breaking doors time.
Yeah.
no thoughts, head empty, fist hard.
I'm on that actual ape brain shit. All right, let's proceed cautiously down the stairs.
All right. So you're headed down. Oliver, is there anything in particular you're doing? Anna is basically like at the top of the stairs, like, oh my fucking god. All right, and starts kind of trailing down.
Yeah, I think I'll just trail down as well. Just no, it's like this every time.
How can you possibly figures? Not like collateral damage means anything to you, does it?
You were going to drop a bridge into the. Anyway. Let's just.
All right. So, so you head down, and down to the server room. The actual door to the server room is slightly open when you get down there. Like there's the door to the building, and then the stairs down. The server room door down there is slightly open. It's ajar. The inside of the server rooms are bathed in a low blue light as these large banks of servers sit, glowing and beeping. It's dark, it's quiet, it's air conditioned and cooled, but the whole room is just very... There's something off about it. There's something very off about it. You're not sure what it is, but you can feel a palpable kind of unease to it. Alright. So, Anna looks at you. Alright, so what are we looking for? What do you think? Somehow I doubt... And she just kind of like starts trailing her hands against one of the servers.
Yeah, So what exactly did you set up in here?
When I was here, we needed to, and she's feeling up around one of the servers and like looks into it, and then there we go, and opens it up and pulls out what appears to pulls out a USB. I seated these around the bank. Each one of these had a remote activation code that I could set off into the rest of the servers with a bit of let's call it magical backup. You did you messed with my work over at Land's End, right? Or not Land's End,
yeah.
I'm forgetting the particular location, but she's talking about the about the storage.
Storage place?
Yeah, that was over at Hunter's Point. Or Dog Patch, actually. No, it was a Hunter's Point.
Fine. I don't know where any of these places are anyway.
Yeah. You messed with, I think, over at Hunter's Point, right? Yeah. Similar kind of setup to that. The plan was that this server bank in particular carries for pretty much the southern half of the city. Used by a lot of companies around here. A different formula, though. I wasn't sure what this one was going to do. But them's the breaks. When the all-powerful spider demon tells you to do a thing, you do it.
Makes sense. So, I guess we want to look for... I guess I'd only have her laptop and start looking at one of the USBs. See what it was trying to do and if it's pointing anywhere.
Just like when you plug in the USB and start looking into it, and then she leans over your shoulder. Wait a second.
Oh,
The files are
yeah,
missing.
sorry, mine went in the sea.
No, the files are missing. They're not.
Oh.
And she just kind of like shoves you out of the way of the laptop and starts looking around it. They're not here. Why aren't they here? There should be. Give me another one. There's got to be another one. It's like she starts feeling around the other towers, trying to find another one of the USB drives. She finds one, pops it in. The same thing. The USBs are empty.
So this, I'd assume, means someone else was here after you.
But who? Okay. While this is happening,
Oh boy.
what are you doing?
Looking around for whatever terrible creature might have heard me ripping the door off its hinges.
All right,
King finds the janitor.
King, would you give
Oh,
me would you give me just a regular 3d10 roll on just a regular 3d10 roll TN6, please?
They're garlic you.
Ah, you made that. That was the roll? Yes, that was the
Yes.
roll. All right, so that's 2 successes.
Aha.
So, you start peering into it, looking around, looking about. You're looking around the room, and then for a second, something catches your eye. One of these server banks isn't like the others. You look at it for a moment, curious, as you note that it's got kind of a... It looks like the actual casing on it has been screwed up in some way, like it's been beaten in or beaten up. But closer inspection reveals that something has dented the server racks, caused some kind of impasse or wreckage. It looks like some parts of it were taken out.
Huh. Oliver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is this? Oh,
And Anna looks over like, what the hell? Oliver, would you give me a technology digital test at TN7, please?
all right. One success.
All right. So, looking at the wreckage, you can see that whatever someone took there, you're having trouble actually like parsing what exactly got stolen, but you do know a couple things. One, they've taken at least some of the long-term memory within the server. So like they've taken at least one hard drive. And two, they seem to have done something to some of the internal workings that you can't actually parse out what. They're badly damaged enough that you can't see what it did. This one, however, is particularly busted up.
Okay, so our big question here is, was this one of hers or someone else?
That is a good question. Do you think it's possible that I don't know much about all of this, but I know that there's someone higher up from her.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a chance, you think, that thing is causing this? Cleaning up a mess?
It could be, in which case it's probably safe to assume that anything you knew about has been taken care of. Since
I wouldn't... One moment. And she looks back to her computer and starts typing in stuff into it. Let's see them try that now. And she hits a button, and there's and you see a small camera feed pop up on the laptop. What they don't know is that I always set up countermeasures. I've got a video recording. We can see who took it. And what they took. And you see there's like she's hidden a small cameras in the room and had a recording thing set up to it. So she starts scrolling through it all until she finds a point at which something enters the room. Oliver, would you give me a lore occult test at TN8, please?
All right. Would Bookworm apply here?
Bookworm will apply here.
Would cameras catch demons?
That is 2 successes.
So, you see a human walk into the room. It's like a just kind of a regular looking guy in a schlubby suit, basically. But you note the telltale signs of possession about him. There's a kind of misty form to his skin, a strangeness. He doesn't look. It looks like someone too tall is puppeting his relatively short body. As it goes, this person walks through the area, this fog coming off of them, seeping into the drives and into the servers. As it goes, it finds one of them, one particular server, the one that is currently busted up, and has the human pound open the server until their knuckles are bloody, just punching at the metal until it detaches, and then pull that open. Inside, you note, the USB from there is gone. That one was already missing. In possibly frustration, possibly some kind of ulterior purpose, the possessed human thrusts their hands directly into the currently on circuit bank and just starts tearing out bits before grabbing the hard drive itself, pulling it out, and then snapping it in half. Huh. There's one missing. What was that, though? There's a moment as the human is leaving where the possessed human's head turns towards the camera, just a moment, and you can see a flash of an almost unearthly blue in its eyes.
Okay. Well, someone was possessed here and was... I guess it's probably safe to say that whoever was doing the possessing wasn't coming in with a ton of technical knowledge if they were ripping stuff out with their bare hands, but they knew enough. They knew what to look for, meaning they're one way or another in the loop on this. But something went missing ahead of time.
Yes, and what? It might take some time for me to go over these and find where that went missing in the first place. He's like scrolling through her laptop trying to find this. In the meanwhile, is there anything that stood out to you with this one? Oliver, would you roll me a resistance psychic test?
Sure.
What does that mean?
And this will be at TN6.
Alright. 1 success.
You note, thinking of this, there's a kind of there's a bit of a haze in your head for a moment before you shake it off. You note that there was something else in that recording that you got an impression of. It appeared that even though the recording was a soundless recording, it was just a camera, you still heard something resembling the music that you've been hearing over the past 5 or 6 days. As you note, with the ritual, every day you've been hearing distant music, the faint snippets of the sound of flutes and pipes, of horns and drums. There was something more there. Even across this, you heard faint snippets of that, almost superimposed onto onto the video itself.
Did you also hear that music? Or
Music?
is that just...
What music?
Okay. So, a
Oliver?
bit of conjecture here.
She points. Anna points at you. You know that there's a very faint trail of blood leading from your nose.
Oh, that's not great.
Oh,
Okay, later problem. So, given that you didn't hear the music and I did, and that's been happening, I'm going to go out on a limb and assume that this music is tied into whatever overall, the high up, big Autumn Lord or whatever it is, which means that whatever intervention was happening here was a step above the spider. But somebody else, possibly her, had already intervened before that.
Possibly. Notably, Oliver, as you said the word Autumn Lord, there was a moment of stillness in the room. As if the ever-present fog stopped for just a moment. Not left, it froze. Sounds like we need more information. We need more information on this.
Yeah.
Hopefully the others will find something, but as she says that, meanwhile, out at Land's End. So, Bookie, Richard, and Liz, the three of you are walking through a park on a foggy day. The whole area is completely wrapped in fog, barely visible in front of your faces, and it feels oppressive and heavy and wild almost.
It's like a horror movie.
The actual point of Land's End, for the people who are not aware, because this whole particular game is set in San Francisco, and as such, I don't expect everyone to know what the hell is going on here. Literally, only two of us here actually know what's going on here. And that's because we live there. So the Land's End Labyrinth is a relatively known local monument kind of thing. It is a labyrinth made of stones out on a cliffside overlooking the Golden Gate Bridge and the bay. It's not that big, but it's relatively... It's big enough that you can walk around it, but it's not that huge. However, heading out there, you note that the fog seems to swirl, almost. As you walk out, you can see the labyrinth. It's low on the ground. It's not actually... there's no walls. It's just a labyrinth outline of stone. What do you want to do? It's on a little flat section of earth with one big black stone jutting out from the edge overlooking the bay.
Wait, so is this like the labyrinth that was like at CC? How you could basically just sit on them, but you could easily see around where everything went?
Yeah. In fact, I will copy a picture of it into our Discord so that you may see. If you are curious as to what this looks like, take a look. But it's not quite like on CC. It's much smaller. Like those are like
okay, I see.
Rocks.
I see.
Wow. To center stage then.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Center rock.
So yeah.
Carly, do not eat my headphones.
How are you getting there? Are you just gonna walk over the rocks and just head in?
Yes.
Miz, well,
So,
I can literally walk through walls if I want.
I mean, they're just rocks.
Yeah, I was gonna say we just sort of need to float over them for us demons.
I mean, Bookie, do you want to test out your new...
Yeah, actually, I'm gonna damn foresight this. Looking for any, like, dangers. That's right,
Alright, give me a damned foresight test at TN8, please.
Hey. Roll. 3D. Carly, do not knock over the thing that I'm trying to type in.
I'm in
Please.
carriages.
Carly is very playful right now.
The cat demands tribute.
I got 12. I got 1 success.
Alright. So, as you try to peer into your own future sight and your understanding of things, now further sharpened by your knowledge of demons in particular, you note that there is something about this place. Something... You see yourselves walking through the maze, and you see there's a difficulty in it that there is some sort of magic here, built into the path of the maze itself. Whether or not this is what Anna built, you have no idea. As you do not have Anna here, she can't exactly tell you what was going on, or what she specifically did. But there is some sort of magic built into the maze itself that just crossing it the normal way will not reveal. That said, there's an uneasiness in the air around you. It feels like you are being watched by something. You're not sure what that something is.
Okay. It seems like we're being watched, and I would place a bet that we need to actually go about this labyrinth as it is, not taking a cheat route, as they could say.
Well, if that is the script, then I suppose needs must be met.
Be prepared, though. I don't know exactly what's going to happen, but we could be walking into something fun.
Perhaps one of us takes the spotlight and the others observe and remain close enough to intervene should things go awry.
Right.
Or do you think that would fail to trigger whatever plot twist there is?
Fail, I think it would probably be more beneficial for one of us demons to stay out while one maybe accompanies Liz. It might require a human in order to actually go about the labyrinth. There is magic. I don't know exactly how it will... it will trigger when it triggers.
Of course. Alright. I suppose I shall go.
Right?
Alright. So it's just going to be Oliver, or is it Oliver and Liz?
Oliver's here.
No,
Wow,
I'm smart. Is it just going to be Wretched, or is it going to be Wretched and Liz?
I think it's going to be Wretched and Liz going through the labyrinth, and Bookie's going to hang back.
Because demons might not set it off, whatever it is.
Right, and we don't want human going in all by themselves.
But we also don't want everyone in case this is a trap.
Right. We're doing this strategically for once.
For once.
King, breaks door down. What's the best way to do this?
What is the best strategy we can enforce and optimally provide? Anyway, so you begin to step through the labyrinth, and you find that as you walk through it, it's almost easier to walk. It's very, I'd call it free in a way. It's not like you feel next to no effort as you walk through the stones. The spiraling path you take is simple and straightforward, but you just keep going. As you do, there's a kind of charge to the air, something odd. perhaps, but not hostile so much as electric, like the scent of ozone. Eventually, you make your way to the center. In the center, at the very heart of the labyrinth, there is a small pile of stones. But you note, and this is actually something as well, from your outside perspective, Bookie, you can't see any of this. They simply walk into the maze, and the nature of the fog being so thick makes them just fade to silhouettes in the mist pretty immediately.
I see. Can I hear them still?
Oh yeah, they're just walking around.
Okay.
At the center of that maze is a small pile of stones. That small pile of stones, as you walk into the center, the two of you, on top of, you see that something kind of fades out of the mist on top of it. There is a small box. Tiny. Made of a simple lacquered wood. And it was not on the pile moments before. You could not, as you walked through the area, you could see that it was not in the center of Land's End Labyrinth.
We have... Bookie, can you see us?
No, but I can hear you.
We have found a new prop.
That might just be your prize. You've completed the labyrinth after all.
I will note that you do have to, because of the fog does slightly muffle sounds. You do have to kind of speak up a bit to hear, but it's...
Oh, like, Wretched doesn't know how to raise his voice.
Yeah, no,
So they can...
as a fairness, you can still hear them, but, like, you can't hear everything because of the fog.
He's projecting.
Yep.
Yes. I would be able to hear if something went wrong all of a sudden, though.
Mm-hmm. You would.
Claim your prize.
So, you simply go in, or what do you? Who's picking up the box? That's actually a very important question here.
I guess if the idea was seeing if humans set it off, if there is anything there, that I should be the one to do it?
Go for it.
You wish to take the story here?
Might as well. We're here.
Alrighty. So, picking up the box. It is small, weighs very little, and as you pick it up, there's a kind of ripple through the mist around you. You wait for a moment, but nothing comes. Still, there's a strange sense of unease standing on top, holding this box. Not from the box itself, but just that surrounding kind of something is watching you feeling appears a little more intense. The box itself is held shut with like a little tiny brass clasp that just you pop open. What are you gonna do?
Can I make another damn foresight real quick?
Once we have reunited with the coast.
Give me a TN 10 in foresight.
Oh gosh.
Oh dear.
Spooky box.
Holy shit!
Nice.
That was 2 10s. Okay.
So
2 10s.
You try to peer into your future vision for a moment. You're focusing as you use your perception to survey the magic and demons and everything around you. There is silence for a moment, and then you see flashes of something, and it is all you can do to hold on to those flashes. You see a tall figure facing away from you. Great robes hanging off of their form. They look like they could have been silk once, but there's something intangible about them, something where they seem to drift off into the mist around it. A set of curling horns reach out from its head, poking through the head of this large hooded cloak. There are 2 that reach downwards, forming a kind of brace, but then more still that pipe up like the spires on a crown. It's facing away from you, and you're getting this as like a single flash of images, something light, an immediate pile of sensations and thoughts. As you do, observing this strange creature and the immense danger you feel from it, it turns its head towards you. Just a little bit. Not enough to see, but not enough to fully see it. But just enough that you see a series of iron bars visible off of the side of its vision, glowing with unearthly blue light. As you do, you are immediately catapulted back out of your damned foresight. You know what's been watching you. You're very aware of what's been watching you. Unfortunately, you have very little idea of what you can do about it. The particular essence of power you feel from that is of such a magnitude of difference that you can barely perceive it. You are a pond standing next to the ocean.
Bookie probably would be a little bit, like, I think she would definitely be shocked at the moment and probably left a bit more, like, speechless and not able to, like, announce what she saw this time. You would probably hear her, like, well, probably not. If you could hear anything with it being muffled, it's probably weird little gasp sounds.
Mm-hmm. So, what do you want to do now that you have the box?
I mean, we're leaving the maze, and I guess once we're in front of Bucky, has she regained her composure before we get there?
She's regaining as you guys are. I mean, it doesn't take that long to get out. I would imagine.
Yeah, literally, you can just walk right back over. Like, you don't feel the compulsion to walk the path once more.
Mm.
But you can if you wish to.
I would say she's probably gathered her composure, but she's probably still staring at exactly where where the demon would be, like, relative.
Yeah, it wasn't a particular location around you, just simply that it was looking. The actual location you saw around it was very much not where you are now. You saw a copse of black copse. I never remember how you pronounce that word. Like a copse of black trees. And
I see.
And deep, thick fog.
I see. Okay. So probably just, like, staring straight.
Yeah,
forward.
Just kind of straight ahead.
Yeah.
Did you see something, Bookie?
Yes. I got a very good look at our watcher.
The fog kind of curls around you all as you are still out in the middle of the woods, effectively.
Well, I do hope he's enjoying our performance.
Let's
But it is
be.
not a surprise.
Well, whatever we came here to get, do you think this is?
I should think it's related.
Mm-hmm.
To one, yes.
Well,
What's inside it?
Huh.
I don't know if we should open it without Oliver here.
True.
If you insist.
Let's take it with us then, I suppose. Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
You grab it and so you head back.
Yes.
This will be the end of the fourth time slot, so you'll be all heading back to the hotel at this point. And I think that's where we'll end tonight's stream. As you walk away, walking away from Lands and Labyrinth, were you to look back, you would see that there is a figure standing at the edge of the labyrinth.
Bookie probably would have.
No, a silhouette. Oh yeah, Bookie would have then. The silhouette, tall in the mist, taller than any human, crown of horns reaching out from its brow. It's only just visible, simply a shadow. But it looks down towards the labyrinth, and then up at you walking away. Bookie, though you cannot see eyes, for it is simply a shadow, it meets yours. There's a brief nod. You almost hear laughter from it. And then it is gone. And yeah, that'll be our stream for today. So, for
Right.
Witchcraft Games, we do this stream every Monday. We are almost at the end. You'll start day 11 tomorrow. Or day 11 next week. But we do this stream every Monday at 2:30 p.m. Pacific. We do 2 other streams. On Wednesdays, we do Vampire the Masquerade in a game called The Midnight Path. It's going along also pretty quick. The gang's having a fun time. I'm gonna go try to get across Lake Pontchartrain, and I wish them luck. I sincerely wish them luck. Ha 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 ha.
The definition of fun here.
There's a definition of fun for a GM, and it is many things. Anyway, so there's the gang doing that, and then on Saturdays we do a different stream called the Crafting Table, or sometimes not the Crafting Table, but it is our podcast stream where we talk about various game development related things, or as we started last week, a smaller series where we do extensive kind of deep dives into specific systems. Yeah, we do that on Saturdays and at 1 p.m. Pacific, and yeah, we're also working on some other stuff in the future and things to go up. If you like this game, if you want to try out this game, go check out the links in our description, because this game has a free playtest you can check out, and the full version in PDF form is available up on itch.io and DriveThruRPG for like $15. Also, we're working on getting the print copies out. There's been some issues with the print version that we currently have. I got one of the proofs, and they kind of messed up the cover a bit, but we're working on it. It should be done in the relatively soon future, hopefully. We're just kind of waiting for things to get sent to us so we can actually take a look at them and make sure they're good. But yeah, that's been 1200 Demons. This has been Witchcraft Games, and we'll see you all next time.
All right.
Later, everybody.
Bye.
Oh, let's see if we can raid anybody. Can we raid people? Are there people left to raid?
We're gonna break it again.
There are not.
Oh no.
It's okay.
Every time.
There's no one for us to raid. We're fine. Later, everybody.
Bye bye.